competition, man. Pull up in the top, it's missing the opposition.
Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20.
Coach, it is a building that has seen it all through the many years of its existence as EA Sports welcomes you to Oakland, California. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. He's at the 30, 10, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Phillip Lindsay, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The underdog here is showing no fear. Great opening drive.
Now, we weren't in the locker room for the pregame speech, but I will guarantee you, somewhere along the way, the head coach said, let's just grab a big stick and smack them with it and let them know we're going to be here today. They may be the team that's supposed to be superior, but we're not backing down anyway.
And on the road, no less, setting the tone.
Check three.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. And that's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot. C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later.
He was brought down by Von Miller. A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll set up a throw. He wants it all for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And we are tied at 7. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Come on, fellas.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball, but how about them just taking it big-time jaunt. Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
50 the mark.
On 2nd and 12, Luck, and this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Now it's Luck, hooking up here with Trent Taylor.
There we go, dude. That's what the hit.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. Last week, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. We were talking with him on the field before the game. He said simply, I was in a groove. He obviously was.
And I think he's being a little modest.
He's got it with the 15. A big play that time for the Raiders. 65 yards.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he spins through and stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. Back to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The former first-round pick, Kareem Jackson, there defensively. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. 2nd and 3. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
Short kick here. Fielded about the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Here we go.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Luck. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Carl Joseph. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
The tackle made back at the 47-yard line.
2nd and 13. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Credit the sack to Von Miller. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. They're going to try and throw. Yeah, that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. So they decline the penalty. That seems a little odd.
I'm trying to work through it and work with them to figure out why.
Well, someone's got to be confused.
That's what I think. I'm pretty sure that the bench is saying take the penalty, and somehow in the heat of the moment, they thought they were saying decline the penalty, and that's going to work against them. They should have taken it.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Off of play action, Luck. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2, as they're facing a very tough 3rd and 11. Now a play fake, and it's Luck. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a Denver first. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. From the gun, here's Luck. And he hits his target, Deshaun Hamilton. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Deshaun Hamilton. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Oh, spinning. Now a hit and a loose football. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is
the Raider offense set to get this drive started. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down,
caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Oh, you got deep? Hey, Mike 51, bring it.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
Gotta like what we're seeing from him so far in this game. This is the 3rd game of the season, and he's already accumulated an AFC Offensive Player of the Week award in this young year.
Yeah, week 2 was his. The announcement came Wednesday that he got that award. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Dancing to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it.
It's 4th down.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on fourth. Now this throw caught left side, and they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. It's a gain of 34. He'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The former first-round pick, Kareem Jackson, there defensively. They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal. On second down, Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And it'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. Andrew Luck and company heading back onto the field. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the league. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that second touchdown now. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3 on the counter. Lindsey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be 3rd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by there. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The secondary has been roasted in this first half, and they're going to measure revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. 45 to Mike. 45 to Mike.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. And they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Man, we see a lot of quarterbacks try and do this. They get out of the pocket, they get in trouble, and they try and force the ball into their star receiver to make a play, sometimes whether he's open or not. And I think this time, it was definitely an or not.
Here's Lindsey. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They'll try to draw Lindsey. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On third down, here's Lindsey. Room to run inside the 40. And he'll be taken down at the 26. That one 28 yards on the ground. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let them get to the second level, because sometimes they're...
And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Raiders pick it up. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. 20, 10, and the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. And that's a linebacker showing he can move pretty good with a football in his hand.
That's not just a short shot.
They don't want it, boys. They don't want it. They don't want it.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen, because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
And in his 15th season, he's able to get this one to go. And high fives for that one, as that drive ends in 3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals, because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now.
Let's go, man.
In just about every special teams meeting, there's a discussion with the punter about his importance. Why? He can flip the field for your team defensively, move it deep into their own territory, or if you're backed up on offense, and he can hit a big punt and change field position and help his defense. In this case, though, field position got flipped.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. It's Chris Harris with a pick.
Don't throw this way.
First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
3rd and long, it's Locke. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
So here are the Raiders now to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And down right around the 37. A Raider first down, 17 yards. Running is Jacobs. It's Kareem Jackson making the play defensively. And now they're in the hurry-up.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 35-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Jacobs. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 3.
36 to Mike. Quit talking about it and bring it. Mike 36. Mike 36.
He'll look to throw. Looking now, and that's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 19.
Hey, D-back, let's go. Pick it up, D. Watch 36 to Mike. I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. The man who won a Super Bowl MVP award across the bay in Santa Clara, Von Miller, picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
51 to Mike. 51.
Now back to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. In for the score. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. He is proving his worth defensively, getting the sack here. That comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned.
And the pressure gets to him again.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. And that is incomplete.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But the last one, man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. This is brought in at the 21. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And his throw's going to be incomplete. throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there. It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. They'll look to throw here, and he comes back with one complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. He'll drop to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Back now in the East Bay. It's the Raiders with the lead and the football here as we get ready to start quarter number 4. They're going to look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 39 yards there, a big one. They'll set up the throw. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. The touchdown all set up by the big play one snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play. Got the momentum going, right? That's you create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him and keep
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Trent Taylor, 76 yards. And the Broncos cut into that lead. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball's out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. Now there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball. Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack there by Bradley Chubb. Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down.
45. Mike, 45. Squeeze, double. Hey, check Mike, 45.
Back to throw here. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Hey, nothing to see here, just your standard fourth down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
On first and 10, Locke got an open man. It's Fumagalli. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Locke. And the Raiders have got him. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Now it's Locke. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. They'll take it at the 42. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They'll run on first down. Jacobs. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. A big play there. 49 yards. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later? And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. A shotgun snap for Locke. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. To throw again on 2nd down. Locke. This is the tight end fan. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Here's Luck. Under pressure, and down he goes. Luck is sacked. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. After the sack on first down, Luck. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and he's going to go down again. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. They're going to go for it here on fourth. Luck in the offense is going to stay out there. To throw is Luck. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Noah Fant, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos get a bit closer. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very